Mukesh Ambani, number 10 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the 10th richest person in the world with $95.3 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Mukesh Ambani chairs and runs $74 billion revenue Reliance Industries, which has interests in petrochemicals, oil and gas, telecom and retail. Reliance was founded by his late father Dhirubhai Ambani, a yarn trader, in 1966 as a small textile manufacturer. After his father's death in 2002, Ambani and his younger sibling Anil divvied up the family empire. In 2016, Reliance sparked a price war in India's hyper-competitive telecom market with the launch of 4G phone service Jio. During the COVID-19 lockdown, Ambani raised more than $20 billion selling a third of Jio to a string of investors, such as Facebook and Google. Mark Zuckerberg, number 9 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the 9th richest person in the world with $107.5 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. He is known for co-founding the social media website Facebook and its parent company Meta, of which he is the chairman, chief executive officer, and controlling shareholder. In June 2021, a judge dismissed antitrust cases brought by states and the federal government, which could have forced Facebook to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp. Zuckerberg started Facebook at Harvard in 2004 at the age of 19 for students to match names with photos of classmates. He took Facebook public in May 2012. He now owns about 12% of the company's stock. In December 2015, Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan, pledged to give away 99% of their Facebook stake over their lifetimes. Sergey Brin, number 8 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the 8th richest person in the world with $107.9 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Sergey Brin stepped down as president of Alphabet, parent company of Google, in December 2019 but remains a controller shareholder and a board member. He co-founded Google with Larry Page in 1998 after the two met at Stanford University while studying for advanced degrees in computer science. Google went public in 2004 and began trading as Alphabet, a newly created parent company, in 2015. Brin was absent from public Alphabet events for much of 2019. He spent his time on Alphabet's Moonshot Research Lab. Brin is reportedly funding a high-tech airship project. Warren Buffett, number 7 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the 7th richest person in the world with $110.5 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Known as the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors of all time. Buffett runs Berkshire Hathaway, which owns more than 60 companies, including insurer Geico, battery maker Duracell and restaurant chain Dairy Queen. The son of a U.S. congressman, he first bought stock at age 11 and first filed taxes at age 13. He has promised to donate over 99% of his wealth. So far he has given more than $45 billion, mostly to the Gates Foundation and his kids' foundations. In 2010, he and Bill Gates launched the Giving Pledge, asking billionaires to commit to donating at least half of their wealth to charitable causes. Larry Page, number 6 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the 6th richest person in the world with $111.9 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Larry Page stepped down as CEO of Alphabet, the parent of Google, in December 2019 but remains a board member and a controlling shareholder. He co-founded Google in 1998 with fellow Stanford PhD student Sergey Brin. With Brin, Page invented Google's PageRank algorithm, which powers the search engine. Page was CEO until 2001, when Eric Schmidt took over, and then from 2011 until 2015, when he became CEO of Google's new parent company Alphabet. He is a founding investor in space exploration company Planetary Resources and is also funding flying car startups Kitty Hawk and Opener. Larry Ellison, number 5 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the fifth richest person in the world with $112.6 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Larry Ellison is chairman, chief technology officer and co-founder of software giant Oracle, of which he owns about 35%. He gave up the Oracle CEO role in 2014 after 37 years at the helm. Oracle has grown in part through steady acquisitions of software companies, the biggest of which was $9.3 billion for NetSuite in 2016. In 2020, Ellison moved permanently to the Hawaiian island Lanai, which he bought nearly all of in 2012 for $300 million. Ellison joined Tesla's board in December 2018, after purchasing 3 million Tesla shares earlier that year. Bill Gates, number 4 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the fourth richest person in the world with $131.3 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Bill Gates turned his fortune from software firm Microsoft into a diversified fortune. His focus has shifted to zero-carbon energy investing and philanthropy. On May 3, 2021, Bill and Melinda each announced on Twitter they were ending their marriage after 27 years. They will still co-chair the foundation. Gates, who co-founded Microsoft with Paul Allen in 1975, has transferred at least $5.7 billion worth of shares in public companies to Melinda. As of March 2020, when Gates stepped down from the Microsoft board, he owned about 1% of the software and computing company's shares. He has invested in dozens of companies including Canadian National Railway and AutoNation, and is one of the largest owners of farmland in the US to date. Gates has donated $35.8 billion worth of Microsoft stock to the Gates Foundation. Jeff Bezos, number 3 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the third richest person in the world with $168.5 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Jeff Bezos founded e-commerce giant Amazon in 1994 out of his garage in Seattle. He stepped down as CEO to become executive chairman on July 5, 2021. Amazon thrived during the pandemic. Revenues in 2020 grew 38% to $386 billion as people stayed home and made online purchases. In April 2020, Bezos said he would give $100 million to Feed America, a nonprofit that operates food banks and food pantries across the country. Amazon has faced criticism from U.S. senators and the general public for its treatment of warehouse workers during the coronavirus pandemic. He and his wife Mackenzie divorced in 2019 after 25 years of marriage, and he transferred a quarter of his 16% Amazon stake to her. Bezos owns the Washington Post and Blue Origin, an aerospace company that is developing rockets for commercial use. Bernard Arnault and family, number 2 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the second richest person in the world with $190.7 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. One of the world's ultimate tastemakers, Bernard Arnault oversees an empire of 70 brands including Louis Vuitton and Sephora. In January 2021, LVMH completed a deal for American jeweler Tiffany & Co. for $15.8 billion, believed to be the biggest luxury brand acquisition ever. LVMH spent $3.2 billion in 2019 for luxury hospitality group, Belmond, which owns or manages 46 hotels, trains and river cruises. His father made a small fortune in construction. Arnault got his start by putting up $15 million from that business to buy Christian Dior in 1985. 4 of Arnault's 5 children work in corners of the LVMH empire: Frederic, Delphine, Antoine and Alexander. Elon Musk, number 1 on Forbes lists on January 2022. He is the richest person in the world with $244.2 billion as of the 22nd of January 2022. Elon Musk is working to revolutionize transportation both on Earth, through electric car maker Tesla, and in space, via rocket producer SpaceX. He owns 23% of Tesla but has pledged more than half his stake as collateral for loans. Forbes has discounted his stake to take the loans into account. The Tesla CEO stepped down as chairman in 2018, after making alleged false statements about a plan to take Tesla private, triggering an SEC probe. SpaceX, Musk's rocket company, is valued at $74 billion after its latest funding round in February 2021. He grew up in South Africa, then immigrated to Canada at age 17. He landed in the US as a transfer student to the University of Pennsylvania.